Hello all. Uh, in this session, we are going to see a program, Bake One program, that is to design a distributed application on remote method invocation. So here, now we will see how we can design a remote method invocation program. For that, take the class, create a class with the name my server. You can create with any name, but I'm giving an up name that is my server. Next, take a main method. Now, in this, first you need to locate your registry at a particular port. So, as I already told you in a PPT, we need to register the server in the registry. So, for that, we have a method create registry in the RMI. This is a method of the class locate registry. This is a class in registry package. So, I am importing this package. Now, I am calling this method on a port number. You can call this method on any port number where you wanted to create the repository. Here, registry means nothing but a repository where you wanted to store your server objects. So, you need to call a method create registry. This method is used to create the repository at a given port. You can give any free port on your system. So as of now, I'm giving 1900. It is not a specific reason to give 1900. You can give any available port number. Next, now at this point of view, the registry will be created. So next, we need to store our object in the registry. So for that, I need to create an object for the server. So what is our server class? This implemented class. So for our adder interface, we need to create the object. That's the reason I'm taking adder space object. But you remember, for the interface, we can't create an object. Interface cannot be implemented. That's the reason I'm just creating a reference variable. For this variable, I'm giving the reference of our class adder remote. So here, this object will have all the references of your class. So whenever you call a method on this object, this class methods will be called. Remember, I'm creating an object. This is a server object. So this object should be stored in the repository. Remember this, I'm giving a name SDOB, that is only for purpose. You can give any name like skeleton, ABC, OBJ, whatever you want, you can give. Now we have created the repository at 1900 port. I have created the object. Next, you need to store this object in the repository. So to store it, we have a method rebind. So this rebind method will bind your object with a name in a particular port number. So for this, call a method rebind in a class naming. This is present in RMI package. So I'm importing RMI. Now in this method, we have to pass two parameters. One is the location, the port number, the nickname of your object. Here, why you are giving a nickname means directly we can't access object as it is. So we have to provide a name for the object. Here I'm giving a name Sono and the port number 1900, and I wanted to store my object in a local host. That means in my computer only. If you wanted to provide the repository in any other machine, you can give IP address. Next, provide your object name which you wanted to bind with the nickname. Now, there will be a chance of exceptions when you are calling a rebind method or when you are creating a registry. Maybe the port is not available, maybe some server problems. That's the reason an exception may be raised. So, use try and catch methods. So, as of now, we have finished with server point of view. So at the server side, we have created the interface, we have provided the implementation, we have created the server program, which has created repository and binded the object. Next, you need to provide the client application, which will request your method. So at the client side, take a Java class, create a class with the name myClient, take a main method, and now here, now you need to call the methods of server. So what is the server method there? Add. So if you wanted to access any method, you need to create an object for the particular class. So as I already told you, we need to access all the methods through this interface only. That's the reason you need to create object for interface. Here, adder. But we can't directly create the object for interface. That's the reason I'm creating a reference variable. For this variable, I need to take the object which is stored at server side. Already we have stored an object in the server side. See, this is our server side object. Name is Sono. So in the client side, we need to look up of this object. We need to look up and give it reference to this object. So to locate your object, we have a method lookup in a class naming. That's the reason this naming is a predefined class of RMI package. So import the RMI package. See, I'm not starting directly from the importing package creating class. Whenever it is required, then I'm saying import a package. Okay. Now, here I'm calling a method lookup. This method contains a parameter that is your object location from the repository where we have stored our object, that is localhost at 1900 port with the name Sono. So give it reference in the lookup method. Now your client application will look up of your server object. If it is available, that reference will be given to the stub. Here, this stub object reference will be given back to the client. Now this client can access any method of your server. That is the reason I'm calling stub dot add up two parameters. So when this method is called, the call will be transferred to adder interface. Here, add of two numbers. It is available. Then the call will be transferred to the implemented class, that is add method. This method will be called 34 parameter will be passed plus 4, 34 plus 4, 38 will be given back to the client where we have called here in this place. So here the result will be given back here. The result will be displayed in the client. Did you understand the procedure? We need to create an interface. We need to create the implementation for this. We need to create a server. In the server, you need to create a registry and store your object. At the client side, client will locate your location where you are, which is your object name. That means server object name. Then with this object, we can able to call all the methods of server. This is a creating application. Now, here we will see the execution procedure of RMI. The execution procedure of RMI is first step you need to compile all the Java files. So individually you can compile Java C space file name.java. We have 4 applications, right? So at a time if you wanted to compile all the applications, there's Java C space star.java. Then you need to create stub and skeleton. We have there 2 objects in server side, 1 object in client side, right? Stub and skeleton. So you need to create a stub and skeleton. So to create the skeleton object, first you need to type a command RMIC space add a remote. What is add a remote? Or implementation class. So when you give this command, the skeleton object, server side object will be created. Once if it is created, now in the server side, we are we are storing the server object, right? In a repository. So you need to create a repository in Java. If you wanted to create a registry, we have a command RMI registry. So first compile all the files, then create a repo skeleton, then create a registry, RMI registry. Now you need to start your server application. That is run the server application in one command prompt, run the client application in one command prompt. So I'll show you the execution. First, we need to open a command prompt. In the command prompt, you need to change the directory to your applications. Here you will be not able to see all the actions here. I'm just explaining you. Open a command prompt. Then after opening the command prompt, change the location to your programs. In the background, I'm doing this action. I'll show you once if I changed everything. Now, see. So this is the location where I have created all my application, adder, remote, my client, my server. Now we will see how we can compile. Now open the command prompt. in the command prompt, what we have to do, we have to compile all the files at a time. So java c space star dot java. If your file contains any syntactical errors or any other errors, you will get a notification here. If everything is fine, what is the next step? The next step is to create the skeleton. To create the skeleton, we have a command RMIC space adder remote. So open the command prompt, type a command RMIC space adder remote. Now the skeleton object has been created successfully. Next step is you need to create a repository, that is registry. So for that, we have a command RMI registry. So the registry will be created successfully. Now we have to run client application as well as we have to run server application. Next step. So open a command prompt to run the client application, open another command prompt to run the server application. So in the background, I'm opening two more command prompts. One is for client, one is for server. So I've opened a command prompt and then I have changed the location of the command prompt. See, here I have opened a command prompt for a client as well as for server. Remember that first you need to run the server application, then you need to run the client application. So run the server application. What is the server application name? My server. Already we have compiled the program. So directly run the server application. Here I have run server application. Next, run the client application. So to run the client application, open another command prompt. Here, this is another command prompt to run the client. Why we need to run server means first your server should be started. Then your client can communicate with the server. Now here, run the client application. See, the answer is 38. So here client, whenever I'm running the client program, in the client program, we are locating the server. We are calling the add method. That add method will take the parameters 34, 4. It is adding and is giving the result back. So see the procedure here. Here, first compile all your Java files, then create a skeleton by using RMIC command. RMIC means RMI create an object for this adder remote. That object is skeleton object. Next, start the RMI registry. Next, open another command prompt, run the server. Open another command, run the client. Here we will get the result. So this is about RMI program. So this is a simple application, simple RMI to add two numbers. Next, you can create any other RMI application to download the file, to perform the file operations or any other application. Okay. So this is about RMI. So here we will wind up the session. Thank you.